Hey adventurers, thanks for coming to the channel. Let's take a look at all the great things that happened this past year. We're going to talk about my life list. We're going to talk about how the YouTube channel is doing. And guess what? I actually made some money this year from my videos. And of course, we're going to talk about app sales and show you a little bit about how those have been doing. So let's get into it. First, I saw 174 species this year, which is incredible. I had a goal to see 150, but this year we just knocked it out of the park with a last minute trip to Costa Rica. Of that, here are some of my favorites, some of the best pictures I got. These were all lifers for me and some really colorful examples of what you can find out in nature. Through the year, we saw 94 different species of reptiles, 80 species of amphibians, and you can see the breakdown here. A lot of frogs. What really contributed to those high frog numbers were our trips to Taiwan and Okinawa and Costa Rica. Great places where it was really easy to find all sorts of different frog species. Of that, 71 were lifers. One I only heard and never found, and this pig frog is actually on the list from last year too. I also only heard it and never found it. This year I think I'm going to finally find one. And we had one species that was in an unknown complex. So the five-line skinks, if you don't know, they're very similar, and you have to get them in hand and look at the scales at the tail in order to tell the difference. And since we weren't able to catch one, we didn't actually get to see which specific species it was. Here is the full list. So feel free to pause the video and go take a look. It's in order of when I saw things. You can see Ensatina was the very first species I saw, and the rainforest hognose pit viper was the very last species I saw. But anyway, let's talk about YouTube. These were a couple of my favorite videos, some of the biggest videos this year. We really had a very active spring, finding a whole mess of stuff because we had so much rain in Southern California and all of California last year. So I put out 43 videos and 88 shorts. And really those shorts, I think, is what grew the channel a lot. My biggest video this year was the 43 snakes on Snake Road. That had over 9,000 views. This video actually came out the year prior. As people heard about Snake Road in the spring and in the fall, it actually got a lot of traffic and did very, very well. Now, surprisingly, similar to last year, my best video was actually not wildlife or nature related at all. And that was this video here that I just put out on sort of my other channels. Now, if you've ever heard of the Savannah Bananas, this was taken from one of the games that we attended. They're a baseball team that does some really goofy things. They're quite awesome. So I recommend going to a game if you ever have the opportunity. But let's show you what this video was. It's really short, but it's a lot of fun. And there it was. So that video did about 2.7 million views across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And it actually made me enter the creative program on TikTok, their creator fund, although that doesn't actually exist anymore. But now I'm in the sort of next creator monetization program that they have on TikTok. And it also did, a nice job sort of boosting the number of followers and subscribers I have on my non-sort of nature channels. So here's a nice look at sort of how the channel's performed over the full year. I specifically wanted to call out this bump over here. Noah Fields, who some of you might know from his herping channel. He's one of the biggest creators in the space. Well, he did a video on Snake Road for the very first time, and that brought a lot of additional traffic to my channel, which was very nice to see. I still haven't met him yet, but who knows, maybe this year I'll get to meet him. So I finally broke 1,000 subscribers, which is a really big milestone on YouTube. It's one of the things that you need to be monetized, but you also need to hit a watch time requirement, which is 4,000 hours of watch time in a 12-month period. And I'm just shy of 3,000. So there's still a bit of growth to do, and hopefully I will get that this coming year, 2024. And so, of course, the most interesting fact that you probably wanted to know is how much money I've actually made from all of this video stuff that I've done. Well, it is a whopping $52, and that is all from TikTok and mostly from that video I showed earlier, but there were also a couple other Savannah banana related videos that also help contribute to a couple extra dollars in that bank account. So a whopping $52, but like I said, as soon as I hit that watch time requirement on YouTube, I think I'll have a much more impressive number to share with you. Now it's time for the apps. Now, a lot of you know that I have a couple apps in the App Store. The big one, of course, is Schechter Natural History's Guide to Reptiles and Amphibians of North America. I just wanted to share with you sort of how my sales have done this year. If you want to learn more about the app, you can watch last year's year in review, or you can go find it in the App Store. I'll have links in the bottom, of course. This year, I had 94 app purchases, which was actually one shy of what I hit last year, which ends up being about $1,880 in sales. The App Store takes a certain cut from that, and I have some operating costs that ends up being about $1,000 for like my domain name, for my URL, for the LLC filing, Apple developer license, some server costs, and so I end up with about just shy of $600 in profit from this app. And for this other app that I have, which is Bird Codes, this one is pretty much just straight profit after I give a cut to the Apple Store. So I had 38 app sales. This is significantly less than what it was last year. So an extra $32 in my pocket from that goes to funding the next app that I'm working on, which is the Mammals app. Now, I announced this last year. We were really hoping to get it done and in your hands. It had some delays, but it should be out this year in 2024. And I'm very excited to share with you. Some of these illustrations are just amazing. I have been working with probably the best nature illustrator in the industry, and I'm really, really happy of all the work that she's done. And that is all I have this year to share with you. Thank you so much for watching and being a supporter of Schechter Natural History and this channel. I really appreciate it. I love reading all of your comments that you have. I love meeting you guys in the field when it happens. So please share with me all the things that you'd love for me to share in next year's review. If you have any questions, you want more details, I just really enjoy all the support that you guys have given me throughout the year. So I am excited to share all the amazing things that we see this year, and I'll see you in the field.